No, no, it's not time yet. It's too soon. Hello, everyone. It is May 8th, 2025, 2:08 p.m., 53 degrees, and this is my mileage milestone update video. So, we are currently sitting at 404,930 miles. Let me just see if I can just zoom in a little so you can see that better. Yeah. Okay. So I actually broke 400,000 on April 20th. But I just haven't actually gotten around to doing this video yet. Um, but essentially, this video is just going to consist of explaining pretty much everything I've had done to the vehicle between the 350,000 mark and the 400,000 mark. So yeah, I guess without further ado, I'll just go down it like chronologically. So in November, I got a new set of tires, which if you have watched my prior video about my new set of tires, the November new set of tires are not the tires that you saw in that video because I just replaced the November tires in April. But yes, I got new tires, my winter tires, or I mean, I always get all weather tires, so whatever. My new tires for the winter season because the other ones were already pretty much gone. So those occurred in December. December was a fun month because I had to replace the blower motor, and that was I did that myself. Um, and late December I did that. And I don't have a garage or anything, so I was doing it in freezing temps. And so it was a fairly easy job. Um, the the actual blower motor that sits like under the glove box area, it actually is only held in by like three screws, I think. And once I got the little panel off the bottom, I could just gain access to the blower motor and just swapped it out with one that I ended up getting real quick. I had to order it overnight, kind of thing, because yeah, kind of hard to drive around in December with no heat, because your windshield and windows get real frosty real fast. So yeah, had to do that. Also, in December, I had to replace the headlight bulbs, um, and the first set I had lasted around 3 years, um, and because I originally replaced them in 2022, and then I replaced them again in December of 24. So the second set lasted a little less, like, well, not a little, I guess, like roughly a year or so less than the original set that the car came with. I also did that myself in freezing temps. That wasn't fun either, but having already done it, I knew more or less like what I was getting myself into. So yeah, did that. And then in January, um, I had to have the sway bar links replaced. Um, and in February, I ended up having the front driver's side wheel bearing replaced. Also in February, I had, and this is an odd one. I had to have the liftgate latch replaced. So that started I think early February, where whenever I would hit a bump, the car would think that the trunk was open or the hatch was open, because the latch mechanism, the sensor in it, was just really on its way out. For some reason, I don't know entirely why that occurred, but yeah, it just kept every little bump. And what's funny is like when that happens, the car will lock itself and unlock itself. Like, so if it thinks that the trunk is open, it unlocks itself, and then like the moment that it thinks it's closed again, it locks the doors. So it was just a constant, lock, unlock, while I'm driving. It also one night made it so that my car alarm went off at like 2 in the morning, because everything seemed fine for a solid day, and then at some point the car thought that the trunk was unlocked, but because the key fob wasn't near the car, it thought that it was being broken into, and so it immediately like set the alarm off. Probably woke up half my neighborhood. Um, but uh, but yeah, that was fun. So then at that point, I ended up just making it so that I wouldn't lock my car at night, and because I was afraid that that would happen again. Um, and so I just went through pretty much all of February just dealing with that, but eventually got it replaced. I probably could have done that myself, but I had a place do it, and it took them like no time at all. And I kind of feel that I probably could have just taken the time and just done it. But yeah, so I didn't do that myself. But I think if it ever happens again, I think I will. Especially now that they've already accessed like the paneling and whatnot. I know where to go for all that. So then in March, um, I was on my way home one night, and there were on the left hand side of the road, there were a bunch of people that were coming towards me, just driving by, and all their headlights, being brighter than the sun, ended up like glaring up my windshield. And so by the time all the traffic was gone, there was this big cluster of deer on my side of the road right in front of me, and I had to slam on my brakes really hard. Um, and in doing so, I didn't hit anything, thankfully. I pretty much came right up to the deer, and they just like sat there and just looked at me and like rubbed up against my car as they like shuffled by and whatnot. But thankfully, no damage to the car, no damage to the wildlife. Um, and Well, no, I take that back. There was damage to the car, in the sense that for the remainder of the ride home, I had this horrible burning smell. And I had the car looked at the next day. And when I drove the car the next day, it didn't actually have the smell at all. But when I got home that night, I did locate the smell, and it was coming from the front driver's side wheel. And when I had it looked at the next day, they determined that probably what had happened was because I hit the brake so hard that they essentially, they kind of just like not fused, but the caliper might have seized a bit, and so that was what ended up having work done in March. Was they didn't replace the caliper. What they did is they just they did a clean slash lube of the caliper. They removed it, and just scrubbed it all down to get any like built up rust on it, and just made sure it was still in good order and whatnot. So and yeah, so that's what happened in March. Um, and Yeah, that's I believe that's it. As far as everything that I've had done between the 350 and the 400,000. There were little things like with that November set of tires. I ended up having, um, before I was done with them, and I didn't get any road hazard warranty with them. And so I think the universe was trying to teach me a lesson because with that set of tires, I ended up having uh, 4 punctures in total. There were um, 3 screws and 1 nail, and 3 out of 4 of the tires received punctures. Um, and the first one happened 8 days into the new tires, and it was in a spot that no place would actually patch. And so I essentially just determined how slow of a leak it was, and I just let it sit there for like a good month. And I would just periodically like fill it back up, and then I ended up having to actually plug it, which I had never done. I had never plugged a tire before, and so that was a adventure. But I had to because it was really starting to leak really bad, and so I was like, all right, I just gotta plug this because I was not going to, you know, like a week into new tires, just buy a brand new tire again. And so I just plugged it, and that was fine. And eventually, that plug actually, so probably because I had never done it before, I didn't do it perfectly, um, or as well as one could have, because it eventually did uh, give. And on my way to work one day, and it was I did manage to get there, and I parked, and I replugged it right on the spot, and that plug lasted for the remainder of the time I had the tires. And so, but yeah, and then there were just other incidents where um, where screws and nails and whatnot came into play, but I never ended up plugging any of the others. I just because those came fairly late into the tire life, and so I was just like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna see if they just last until I get rid of these, and they did. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. These new tires, I have yet to rotate them, but they are so far so good. And I did get a road hazard warranty with these, and so far, no screws, nails, or any other punctures to speak of. So hopefully that stays that way. But if not, at least I have the coverage for them. But the I guess I'm trying to think if there was anything else I really wanted to go over. Um, I don't I don't think there is. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I just pretty much wanted to make the video to show my mileage and tell you what's happened in between. And that's pretty much it. So I mean, everything else has been all right. And so far, I still have the creaking noise that occurs like when I make turns left or right. And I still haven't figured entirely out what that is. I still have like some places thinking it's the strut mount tops, or like a bound spring. I think it's in that area, one or the other. But but yeah, the car is due for all of its 3 coolant reservoirs to be changed because it's supposed to be done every 150,000 miles according to the manual, and the last time I had it done was around 250 something thousand. So it's probably technically overdue now for that. But that's like $600, $200 a reservoir. So I'm, I'm gonna get to it. I also am going to have the transmission fluid changed because I decided that when I had that done, it was also around the 250,000. It was during the same visit that they did the coolant reservoirs. So I figure I like the idea of just having both of those done at the same time, around the 150 mark. But yeah, I was also thinking of seeing if maybe they would humor me and actually give me a sample of the transmission fluid, so I could maybe have it sent away to have like uh, its structure analyzed. I know you can have that done. I don't know where. I remember watching a video of a guy do it with his Nissan Leaf, where he like sent the transmission fluid away to have it analyzed to see like, you know, how much of it consisted of, various stuff like little metal shavings and things like that. And I was kind of curious just to see like what that would be like. But I don't know. I don't know if they'll actually do that or not, or they'll just empty it and just completely ignore my request. But that is also around $300 to have the transmission fluid done. And so I would love to have those things done at a place other than a dealership if I could help it, but a lot of places just don't want to touch EVs, in those regards. They'll do like basic stuff, that's just like brakes, rotors, you know, just stuff like that. But they don't want to do anything with the other stuff, which is interesting, but because it doesn't even seem that hard. But anyway, so yeah, yeah, I think that's that. So I'll probably just continue with my. I'll have a. I'm gonna do like probably the tire updates every time I get them rotated, and I think normally I do like the GM recommended rotation of 7,500 miles, but Milestar, they say they want it done like every 5,000 miles. Um, and I know a lot of tire companies say that they want it like that for like their warranty coverage purposes. So I think I'll probably just do that, and then I'm almost due for that. Like, let's see, I am currently at, yeah, 4,203 for the amount of miles I've put on these new tires. So, oh yeah, the 4.0 kilowatt an hour. But I don't really give that much stock because like that can that can fluctuate quite a bit depending on like the situation of everything. But yeah, so I'll probably try to have that done as close to 5,000 as I can, and then I'll just do like a quick little update video, just letting you all know what the tread depth is, and yeah, um, and I'll just keep on doing that like in 5,000 increments probably, to see how long it takes to eat away at these babies. So, but I think that's it. I'd love someone to count how many times I said and but. Uh, yeah, that'd be great. Leave that in the comments. And I guess until next time.